My goal is to work with the Republicans both on the continuing resolution, and for those who are watching that don't know Washingtonese, the CR is a continuing resolution, a way to just keep government going when you don't have an overall budget settled. And we didn't settle our overall budget from last year, so this is carryover business from last year, funding vital government functions this year. So I want to work with everybody, Democrats and Republicans, to get that resolved. I think it is important to make sure that we don't try to make a series of symbolic cuts this year that could endanger the recovery. So that's point number one. What I'm going to be looking for is some common sense that the recovery is still fragile. We passed this tax cut package precisely to make sure that people had more money in their pockets, that their paychecks were larger. We provided these tax credits and incentives for businesses. But if the steps that we take then prompt thousands of layoffs in state or local government, or core vital functions of government aren't performed properly, well, that could also have a dampening impact on our recovery as well. So my measure is going to be, are we doing things in a sensible way, meeting core functions, not endangering our recovery? In some cases, like defense, for example, Secretary Gates has already testified, if we're operating, even operating under the current continuing resolution is putting significant strains on our ability to make sure our troops have what they need to perform their missions in Afghanistan. Further slashes would impair our ability to meet our mission. And so, we've got to be careful. Again, let's use a scalpel. Let's not use a machete. And if we do that, there should be no reason at all for a government shutdown. And I think people should be careful about, being too loose in terms of talking about a government shutdown, because this is not an abstraction. People don't get their Social Security checks. They don't get their veterans payments. Basic functions shut down. And that also would have a adverse effect on our economic recovery. It'd be destabilizing at a time when I think everybody is hopeful that we can start growing this economy quicker. So I'm looking forward to having a conversation, but the key here is for people to be practical and not to score political points. That's true for all of us. And I think if we take that approach, we can navigate the situation short term and then deal with the problem long term.